Hello and welcome to 20 Spiritual Secrets. May I recommend that you find somewhere quiet where you won't be disturbed, where you can sit down or lie down and close your eyes and just listen to these words, almost like a form of meditation. And the first spiritual secret is going to be about the spiritual, life-changing power of awakening. Before revealing and reading the first secret of spiritual power, I'd like to share this parable with you. It's one I first came across about 20 years ago now. The author is unknown, but you can find many versions and variations circulating online. Once upon a time, twin boys were conceived in the same womb. Seconds, minutes, hours passed as the two embryonic lives developed. The spark of life grew and each tiny brain began to take shape and form. With the development of their brains came feeling, and with feeling perception, a perception of surroundings and of self. When they perceived the life of each other, they knew that life was good, and they laughed and rejoiced in their hearts. One said to the other, "We sure are lucky to have been conceived and to have this wonderful world." The other chimed in, "Yes, blessed be our mother who gave us life and each other." Each of the twins continued to grow and take shape. They stretched their bodies and churned and turned in their little world. They explored it and found the life cord which gave them life from their mother's blood. They were grateful for the new discovery and sang, "How great is the love of our mother that she shares all that she has with us," and they were pleased and satisfied with their lot. Weeks passed into months, and with the advent of each new month they noticed a change in each other and in themselves. "We are changing," one said. "What can it mean?" "It means," said the other, "that we are drawing near to birth." An unsettling chill crept over them both. They were afraid of birth, for they knew that it meant leaving their wonderful world behind. Said the one, "Were it up to me, I would live here for ever and ever." "But we must be born," said the other. "It has happened to others who were here before." Indeed, there was evidence inside the womb that the mother had carried life before theirs. "Might not there be life after birth?" "How can there be life after birth?" cried the one. "Do we not shed our life cords and also the blood tissue when we are born? Have you ever talked with someone who was born? Has anyone ever re-entered the womb after birth to describe what birth is like? Has there ever been proof of life after birth? No." As he spoke, he fell into despair, and in his despair he moaned, "If the purpose of conception and our growth inside the womb is to end in birth, then truly our life is senseless." As he spoke, he clutched his precious life cord tightly to his breast and said, "If this is so, and life is absurd, then there really can be no mother." "But there is a mother," protested the other. "Who else nourishes us? Who else created this beautiful world for us?" "It's the cord that nourishes us, and our world has always been here, just in this cord," said the other. "And if there is a mother, where is she? Have you ever seen her? Why does she not talk to us, reveal herself to us? No, just invented the idea of a mother because it satisfied a need in us. It made us feel secure and happy." Thus, while the one raved and despaired, the other resigned himself to birth and placed his trust in the hands of a mother he had never seen. Hours turned into days and days into weeks, and soon it was time. They both knew their birth was at hand, and they both feared what they did not know. As the one was first to be conceived, so he was the first to be born. The other followed. They cried as they were born into the light. They coughed out fluid and gasped the air. And when they were sure they had been born, they opened their eyes, seeing life after birth for the very first time. They had no memory of the womb. They saw what they yet did not understand as they found themselves cradled lovingly in a mother's arms. They lay awestruck before the beauty and truth they a few minutes before could only hope to have known. Why is it that, despite the awesome beauty and wonder of the world we live in, happiness and a sense of purpose and meaning, and a belief that there's more to this life that meets the eye, seems to elude so many of us? It is all the more confusing for me as a spiritual researcher and writer why this is the case, because I'm convinced from all the research and writing I've done that happiness in this life is what Spirit wants for us and every one of us. I think that while we are living on earth, we are supposed to live life joyously and to experience the highs and lows, everything it has to offer to the full, so that we can learn and grow spiritually. Complications arise, however, when events appear to conspire against us and we encounter problems, pain, injustice, cruelty and hardship. These are the times when we lose hope and belief. It is during such challenging times that we are truly tested and we start questioning if there is any spiritual life at all or any justice in the world. At these times, Spirit feels very far away, but I hope to show you that heaven has never been closer. We just need to shift our perception and open our minds and hearts to the comfort, hope and inspiration that is always all around us and always all within us and always will be. I can't say I have all the answers, and I never will, because it is impossible to fully understand the unknowable in this life. Just as a baby growing in a womb can't understand fully the real world outside. But in the 20 or so years I have been writing about matters spiritual and been in the privileged position of receiving thousands of messages from people all over the world about their spiritual insights and experiences, I have been able to identify common themes and spiritual laws. I am convinced these messages I received and the amazing stories that they often relate contain the secrets of a happy and deeply fulfilling life, however challenging, unfair and difficult things may sometimes appear to be. Understanding these spiritual secrets can help you live your life in a deeper, more meaningful way, and by so doing, find your own unique path to heaven or spirit or bliss, or simply to an understanding that your life has an eternal meaning and purpose while you're here on earth. The first secret is the importance of spiritual awakening. There are, of course, those extremely rare individuals whose souls seem to have been awakened simply by the miracle of their birth, who instinctively sense heaven within and around them, and who seem to spend their lives in a deeply contented and enlightened state, inspiring all who encounter them. For the great majority of us, however, this isn't the case. What tends to happen is that as we grow up, the voices of fear and the destructive power of the ego systematically destroys the love and contentment inside us that is our birthright. This isn't necessarily our fault, as sometimes for reasons we will never understand in this life, our souls choose deeply challenging circumstances or situations for us to be born into. Perhaps this is because our souls need us to experience something difficult to help us learn and grow spiritually. I believe that everything is connected in some way to spiritual growth and is guiding us back to our true home, which is spirit. When ego and fear rule our lives, there is no room for spirit or for true happiness and peace. So spirit looks for ways to intervene in our lives, to help us wake up and recognize the need to turn inward and reevaluate what really matters. Sometimes this intervention has to be pretty dramatic or destructive to make us sit up, take notice and reassess. Sadly, inside me. Whether the angel was real or a product of my imagination, I don't know, and I don't really care, because from that moment on, I just knew I would be okay. I knew that my despair was happening for a reason, and that I was more than my physical body. I knew there was a shining angel inside me, and she was looking after me. As Judy's story shows, sometimes we have to reach our lowest point to awaken spiritually to our true self and to the miraculous realization that we are eternal spiritual beings. Depression isn't the only catalyst for spiritual rebirth. You may just feel that something isn't making sense about your life, or that you aren't moving forward in the way you would like. For example, you may lack a sense of meaning or purpose, or wonder if you have chosen the right career or right relationship. All these life crises and questions are signs that you urgently need to let go of limiting beliefs about yourself and your life, and open your mind to growth and change. So we've discovered dissatisfaction and feelings of depression as a catalyst for spiritual growth. Let's look at some other catalysts for spiritual awakening. Feeling confused. That's a powerful one. You may feel you are experiencing feelings you've never experienced before, and it's confusing you. Perhaps you thought you knew yourself very well, but then you meet someone, something happens, and you react completely out of character, surprising yourself and others. You may think you have found your soulmate or a new passion in life, but whatever catalyst, your feelings are intense, and you start questioning everything you thought you ever knew about yourself and your life. Another indicator of spiritual awakening is the desire for adventure. You may suddenly develop an adventurous streak and want to do wild or even dangerous things, like taking up an extreme sport or having an affair. As this typically happens as we head to our 40s and 50s, it is often described as a classic midlife crisis. As long as you ensure that you don't hurt anyone who cares about you or depends on you, a midlife crisis is your spirit urging you to rethink your life and what truly matters to you. Perhaps the most common sign of a need for spiritual awakening happening is, of course, loss, bereavement. You may see no way forward for yourself after the loss of a partner, job, a friend, pet, health, or anyone or anything that really matters to you. Loss is a terrible experience, but viewing it as a sign that you are ready to grow spiritually can ease things a little and help you grieve what you have lost before moving forward. Of course, the most excruciating unbearable loss is the death of a loved one. Your life is turned upside down, but this loss can often be a spiritual catalyst to changing your whole way of life. You may feel that your life has been destroyed by that grief, that loss, but if you call on the reserves of spiritual power inside yourself, you can learn to celebrate that person's life and enter into a new relationship with them in spirit. It's clear which path your loved one in spirit would most prefer you to take, and which path offers you the most healing and comfort. Confronting your own mortality, perhaps because you had a brush with death or suffering from poor health, or because you suddenly realize life is too short, can also act as a trigger for spiritual awakening. And to be current to the times right now, I think the globe, the planet, is experiencing a giant need for spiritual awakening with this virus pandemic that's currently gripping every single one of us on the planet. We are being forced to consider everything about our lives, how we lived it, how we are going to cope, and it is a giant spiritual, can be viewed as a giant need for spiritual awakening, because the only way we're going to survive this virus and come out the other end with resilience is by going inward and by recognizing the need for spiritual growth. We need to find spiritual growth and meaning to get through this current difficult time of uncertainty. Another sign for a need for spiritual awakening is a sudden desire for your life to have meaning. Now, you may be one of these people who've always had that, therefore you're kind of born spiritual without, even if you don't realize it. But if you haven't been like that and you've very much based your life on externals, getting the career, getting the relationship, etc., doing what society expects of us, and then suddenly you feel drawn with deep intensity to matters spiritual and a desire to live your life with more meaning and purpose, this is a sign of spiritual awakening. You may notice during this period that your intuition becomes more accurate and you are sensing or seeing things more clearly or having vivid dreams. These all suggest that your psychic potential is developing. Your spirit wants you to listen to and connect with these developments and make contact with the invisible world of spirit. Another sign of spiritual awakening is learning from others. Another way for spirit to start awakening within you is through hearing the words or experiences of others and learning profound spiritual lessons from them. In the last 5 to 6 years, I've spent a lot of time interviewing some of the movers and shakers on the spiritual world stage today for my books, for my website, for my podcast, and I was struck by the number of remarkably similar events in their life stories. Most significantly, that before their spiritual awakening, there was a period of great suffering, or in some instances, for example, even Alexander and Anita Mojani, death, where they had near-death experience to get to the point where they are right now in their life, being spiritual icons. And as I studied and talked to all these great and good people who are collectively awakening the world spiritually, it became clear that a lot of them did have this traumatic time before their awakening period. And this got me thinking, perhaps they were experiencing and writing or talking about their suffering, sharing their suffering with others, and explaining how they found spiritual light at the end of the tunnel, so that the rest of us could learn from them and maybe not have to experience the same kind of deep suffering. Although most of them would be far too humble to agree, I believe they may have suffered great hardship, uncertainty and pain, perhaps even hovered on the brink of death and loss, to help enlighten us, to come back and tell their story and help enlighten us. Also interesting was that all of them said that before their dark and traumatic journey to spiritual awakening, they never felt they fitted into their lives very well. There was a sense of feeling different, of being a square peg in a round hole, or not feeling that they had a sense of who they were or what their life meant. They also agreed that their darkest suffering and turmoil or pain had been the catalyst for spiritual awakening. Again, to underline this point, as I'm reading this extract, my news feed and what everybody is talking about, the media, the world has of course this pandemic, and it is like a giant spiritual awakening that occurred. But don't think that spiritual awakening always has to involve depression, dissatisfaction, grief, loss, pain, or the whole world being placed on the brink as it is right now. Spiritual awakening doesn't have to involve pain and suffering all the time. Sometimes the need for change can just creep up on us unawares. In other words, you won't always know when you're ready or think you need to change or awaken spiritually. However, there's just a feeling that the time is right for change, and you can't explain it. But acknowledging that you are changing inside is crucial if you want to lead a deeper, more meaningful life. If any of the signs of spiritual awakening or the need to awaken spiritually speak to you, then this is a powerful indicator that you are ready to live your life in a deeper, more meaningful You are ready to leave ego, fear, and limiting perceptions behind and awaken spiritually. Rebirth. Awakening to or becoming aware of the possibility of a world of spirit beyond this life is the starting point, the root from which everything else grows. So I lingered on it a while in this first recording than I originally intended, just to explain to you the importance of a strong foundation or catalyst on your spiritual journey. To sum up, awakening spiritually really does feel like a rebirth. People who have had near-death experiences frequently say they feel completely different about their lives afterwards. But remember, you don't have to almost die or suffer the depths of despair and confusion or wild extreme behavior, addictive behavior, or loss to be reborn spiritually. It can happen spontaneously without any effort or warning, or it can gradually unfold in moments of unexplained bliss and calm. We've all had those moments when, for no reason at all, like a wave of bliss washes over us. Those moments are so magical. It's spirit whispering past you. If, however, your spiritual awakening or new dawn, as I like to call it, is preceded by a period of darkness, crisis, or loss of hope, as a lot of us are experiencing right now, the best way to cope is simply to accept what is happening and remind yourself that bliss can never be found externally, but from deep within. The only way out, sometimes, of difficult experiences is to go in. The only way out is to go in. Perhaps what you are experiencing externally is necessary for your soul to learn, and you may not understand the reasons until you actually transition into spirit. Once you are able to let go in this way, something miraculous will happen. You will wake up one morning with an inner peace in your heart, mind, body, and spirit that you've never known before. This doesn't mean you will have all the answers or will never again experience problems or sufferings, but you will be able to approach the challenges that life throws at all of us with an inspired, calm, and joyful new spiritual perspective. You will have had your first real glimpse of heaven on earth. Thank you for listening to this first spiritual secret, and I do hope you will now seek out video number 2, which will be the second secret of spiritual awakening and growth. Found this video soothing, and I hope you have sweet dreams. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you'd like to be notified when future videos come up, please hit subscribe. Thank you again. Any feedback is welcome. Stay spiritual and stay strong.